Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 9th of December. So let's have a look at risk events first as ever. What events have we got today that might create volatility within the market? Really, we're looking at here. So risk, not a lot really. We've got the US dollar unemployment claims at 130. It's not really a much of a mover at all. 30-year bond auction, that's it. So nothing of significance there. I will just have a look and see if there's any speakers hiding underneath the radar here. Not at all. Nothing mentioned. Oh, there we are. Governing Council member for Canadian dollar. Okay, 7 p.m. Nothing during the day time. So there we go. Look at the bond yields. Yields have picked up a little bit here, and not a great deal. They had picked up overnight much more. Just looking through 8:35 p.m. late yesterday evening, actually, it picked up. It's just come out a little bit and look at this. You see, yields are starting to pick up. Generally, there is quite a correlation with yields and the US dollar. So if these start running back to this sort of territory we saw back on the 24th of November there, I would expect the dollar to be doing more. Now, just look at the market this morning, starting off looking at euro dollar first. And, well, it was looking like it's doing a bit of a swing to the upside. I would become much more bullish if it breaks this monthly pivot that sits at 1379. So around about the 114 mark, not too far above that level, but that would be a bit more of a bullish sort of move for me on the euro. At the moment, it's still in this territory of well, quite a choppy sort of zone. We could be putting a trend line across the highs and across the lows there and get a bit of a wedge pattern. Now, a wedge pattern in a downward movement would suggest further downward movement at some point. Just looking at where it's sitting this morning, well, a bit of a reversal going on, and a bit of, as I say, bit of a sell-off at this stage. As we know, this can change quite quickly, shortly after midday. So midday, 8 o'clock even. So what is selling at the moment can reverse. However, I'm just looking, and it's looking quite weak. It's slipped in a little bit of a dip lower, a lower low. But it has support on its way down. It's quite a test for the euro. I haven't got a trade for it at the moment. The pound. Pounds remained weak yesterday, and really it didn't pick up too well. It's sort of got a mini wedge at the bottom there as well, but there's just consolidation across these time frames. Again here we're maybe leaving out the candle there, the 11 o'clock candle, just drawing across the lows here, would see us with the potential of it to break of that trend line that would be drawn, could see further downside. So it does look a bit on the soft side, the pound once again. I'm just looking in terms of target wise. Well, yesterday's lows, maybe even that S1 could become a target there. The pound, okay, the dollar yen. So it's a US dollar yen. Again, consolidation on the dailies. It didn't really manage to do too much yesterday. Okay, we've had a couple of 3 up days there now, but 3 up days almost in range, and well, it was trying to do something here by looks of things. It wasn't quite diverging. Just look at the strength. It's not managed to peak up at all on the 4 hourly. It's not managed to get into that sort of what some would call overbought. For me, it just calls much more strength. Just not doing it. It's just pretty much shifting along sidewards. Lower high on the 60-minute at the moment, and well, maybe we're seeing a bit of strength coming through for the yen, but once again I sit aside of that. Aussie dollar has had a good run up. It's 3 days now into its daily 21. It is struggling a little bit there at the moment. It's a bit of, well, there wasn't actually. I was looking to see if there's divergence. It wasn't actually divergence kicking in there. There is divergence showing that on the 60-minute, lower 60-minute here. I've got an untouched daily pivot below, which could become a target for it. There's a reasonable probability of that being hit. From there, with the pattern in here, divergence kicking in, maybe we'll have a slightly bigger correction. Looks like we've gone its way for now. Canadian dollar is just chopping. It's in a tight old range, and it's on its short time frames. Yep, it looks quite good on the dailies. Yesterday's central bank meeting didn't really bring much or give us much from that, and it's well just in a tight old range at the moment. We could see the US dollar pushing up against it quite strongly. If we see that across the other markets, it's still really lacking the push. There wasn't enough hawkishness in the meeting yesterday to see it continue its road south. So for now, looks choked here a little bit at the moment, but a break from these levels could, as I say, could see it pushing up much further, or quite a bit further, continuing its original route. New Zealand dollar. So New Zealand dollar still catching a bounce a bit this morning. It's been off the commodity currencies, it's been the weaker, but divergence coming through on the 4 hourlies there as it's pulled through, not far off its weekly R1. But starting to put in there's a bit of divergence across here as well. Starting to put in this sort of weaker bars here. Daily pivot below. Again, this could be a near-term target for a bit of divergence, and a pull back to the 34,200, etc. may be on the cards post 8 o'clock. Right, it looks weaker than it does stronger at the moment. Looking at the other markets then, gold. So gold this morning consolidated where it is really. It's slight rising wedge, you could argue. But yep, there's a higher low amongst all this. Did all right for a while yesterday, but then gave it all back. It pitched up there, gave it back quite quickly, and this is sort of a bit of a picture with it at the moment. I'm just sort of looking okay at the moment. It's looking relatively bullish with this outside bar here. It's suggesting maybe some further upside, but it's just running into some horizontal resistance there at about 1786ish area. Maybe if it can tap through there, it's on for its continuation of this wave that it's in. But I think personally I'm just keeping clear from it. Oil again yesterday pushed up. We've seen a sort of quite a correction back towards the into the daily 21 again. So another one of these markets just running into its daily 21. It's 4 hourly 100 area. Just looking at the pattern here, divergence across. Just again looking a tad on the soft side. If we get a strong dollar coming through, this we'll see the oil price coming off effectively, and we're just sort of seeing that coming across these markets at the moment. The stronger dollar, that is. Okay, just want to check something here whilst I'm talking to you. Nope, that's fine. You know how it is. You've got something that's setting up, and you just want to have a look, make sure it's not set up. Right. Okay, that's those markets. Let's have a quick look across into the CAC. Let's have a look at the indices. Starting off looking abroad there, into the CSI 300. Well, as I said yesterday, it's starting to look a bit more bullish, and well, it's broken outside the broken the upper side of this wedge. To the upside, we could see a follow through. A lot of markets have. It's pushed up at the moment, but will it? Will we see a retracement tomorrow? We're seeing a little bit on the Nikkei. We've seen a default overnight, effectively on another payment by one of the big developers out there. I'm just looking. It's Kaiser. So it's in Fitch have downgraded it yet again to restricted default after missing its payment. So no great shock there. But this could have a knock-on effect on these Asian markets at least. The FTSE this morning just opened up on a move up higher again. We saw it fire up yesterday, looking like it was going to reach the previous highs. Well, it could still do that, I guess. Today it's shifted up quite nicely at the moment. DAX following along, a bit slower, but bit more steady, and well, CAC same as the DAX really. The FTSE of the European market seems to be leading the way a little bit more. Looking at the American markets, the E-minis, well, seeing something here. I mean, I highlighted this sort of area yesterday. It's plenty of spikes around this area. It's a supply area, or has been a supply area. It was when it was up there last time. It seems to be at the moment, but we'll see how well that holds for at the moment. The demand seems to be there, but not as strong as you might have expected. I'm looking at how the big money's been coming out of the S&Ps for some time. Sorry, just gone on the NASDAQ there, but to go back to the S&Ps, how the big money's been coming out of it for some time, and I just wonder whether these moves, when they do come here, yes, they might push through, but how much in the way of legs they've got, we'll see continued. Of course, we do have the old Santa Claus rally potential, which we're not really near enough yet, but I suppose it might have already started. NASDAQ is a very similar picture to the S&Ps there, and well, the Dow Jones lagging a little bit, just a little bit softer. The smaller market size, just consolidating. I'm questioning, as I say, whether these will push up. Normally when you see these near the highs here, you'll expect almost a new high. It's just, as I say, the lag that's there. Of course it may go today, but I'm really looking for signals at some point, and it may be post Christmas, for to be on the sell side of these markets, but they ain't there yet. Okay, that's pretty much it. Oh, crypto, before I forget, let's just have a quick look at what Bitcoin's up to. And as suspected yesterday, it's just in this consolidation phase. It's continuing the consolidation phase. As I said, for me, it's not a buy where it is. Personally, I won't be looking to join the party. Ethereum was certainly looking the strongest yesterday, but this morning it's sold off, and Ripple will be looking the weakest normally. Oh, not quite the weakest. It looks, well, it has been the weakest, and it's just not really getting anywhere either. So had a decent day yesterday. Whereas Bitcoin, it's just dwelling around these areas, just holding there, consolidating. Is it going to consolidate and have another step down? We'll see. Right, okay, that's pretty much it for me. I will speak to you in the morning. Have a great day's trading, and I'll, as I say, I'll see you then. Bye for now.